All right. Hi, everybody. Happy New Year to those of you who I have not spoken to. Sorry for my voice. It's going to be a little lower than usual. Still getting over the last of this flu. So how is everybody's new year going? So who do we have here? Hi Dan, hi Janko, Carl, Amy, Hans, Camilla, Lorraine, Christine. How's everybody doing? All right, so let's jump into some questions. It's gonna be an hour, so let's dive right in and let's make the best use of our hour together. So let's see, Anthony, what's up? We did the Skype coaching this past Monday at 10 a.m., like 45 minutes to the hour after we spoke. I heard from the ex. She wanted to know if I heard about a mutual friend passing. Interesting. You know, that happens so often where I do a coaching and then the person, like, directly after the coaching, like, within an hour, hears back from their ex. I'm not saying that I'm the key to that. I'm just saying it's bizarre how many times it's happened. Hi, Triana. Hi, Rory. Glad to hear your voice again. It's 12:04 a.m. in Indonesia. Hi, Ella. Why do exes leave breadcrumbs? It's a good question. Well, I think that the main reason exes leave breadcrumbs is because that they are uncertain about their decision. I mean, they're never completely sure, you know? And so in an effort to figure out what they're doing, they kind of want to dip their toe in the water and see where you're at. But at the same time, they're afraid to fully commit, right? Like, I don't know if I want this person back, but I kind of want this person back. You have to remember that breaking up with somebody's not easy, you know? And so it certainly leaves you with a lot of questions. Did I do the right thing? Am I better off? That's usually where breadcrumbs come from. Hey, Rory, what if you broke up due to not having enough time for each other? Well, sometimes that happens in relationships, and I think that we need to be okay with that. Remember, if you're out doing your own thing, focusing on your life or your family or your body or whatever you value, and your ex is doing the same, it's okay to kind of agree that the relationship wasn't working because neither of you had time and neither of you were willing to make the time, right? That's okay. What are breadcrumbs? So breadcrumbs are basically... What's the best way to describe breadcrumbs? It's when your ex reaches out without the intention of reconciliation, or your ex is... where your ex is, you know, I'll leave them a little bit and I'll dip my toe in the water and then I'll pull away, right? I'll reach out. Hey, how are you doing? Hey, here's a funny meme that reminded me of you. And then they'll disappear. Those are breadcrumbs. Hi, Rory. Met a girl while she was on break. She's like, oh, go for it. Good. Dan, nice job. Oh, and everybody say hi to the newest mod, Callisto. And of course, Lily, my other mod, is here as well. So, Dan met a girl while she was on break. She's left the state for college, but we've talked often since, and she initiates fun conversations with me. Any tips on how to keep attraction going by text? Sure, let her come to you and always be the first one to walk away from a text. Why is that? Leave them wanting. Leave them wondering. Lorraine says, oh, thank you. I'm in a month of no contact. He's too stubborn to ever contact me. Lorraine, if I had a nickel for every time somebody said that to me, I'd be rich. Rory, what do you think of the RSD Max channel? I'm not familiar with that channel, but I'll look it up. My ex reached out during New Year's Eve after 2 months of no contact. We met up, but she kept talking about her boyfriend, so I just ended the date and now going back to no contact. Good for you, Michael. You're not interested if they're with someone else. Rinaldi. Lunch break, Love Chat Live. It's a good combo. It's a delicious combo. Glad to have everybody here. And again, excuse my voice as I'm still getting over the last of the flu. Karen Liu says, in 4 months of no contact after begging, he keeps viewing my Instagram stories but no message. Is this breadcrumbs or can it be nothing? Hans, I can see your messages, yes, but you gotta remember I have hundreds of people here right now, so if I don't answer your questions, guys, I'm not ignoring you. Karen, I would think that your ex is curious. It's hard to say if that's breadcrumbing because they're looking at your material. But, hey, post yourself doing fun things out with new people, right? Doing exciting things that your ex wouldn't expect you to do. Not because you want to get your ex's attention, but because you actually want to be living your best self, living a new life. So, I think that that's one of the best things you can do for yourself. Hi, Rory. If an ex calls or texts one day, should you answer right away or wait a day or something? If it's a call, I would pick up. If it's a text, you can wait. I would wait like an hour, right? There's no rush. They broke up with you. Let them come to you. Is it okay if I repost my question if not answered here and there? Yeah, repost it. If I don't get to it, guys, if I don't answer your question, repost it. She lost feelings during a long-distance relationship. Can I get her back? Yeah, it's entirely possible, but I would think that you want to focus on yourself. That's going to be one of the most attractive things that you can do, right? If they left you due to a long-distance relationship, it meant that at this moment, a long-distance relationship is not something they want to be a part of. It's not within their value system. They're not willing to do it. Our ex is not a bad person because of that, but it can't be, we have to be careful about demonizing them because they broke up with us, because sometimes it just didn't fit with their values. It didn't fit with the idea of what they thought a healthy relationship should be. So if you want to get your ex back, stay in that no contact, focus on yourself. Let them get curious. So many people ask, no contact isn't that, well, hold on, doesn't that mean that my ex is not thinking about me? Won't no contact help my ex get over me? And the answer is no. It'll make them wonder what's changed. They were hearing from you. They used to heard from you. Used to hearing from you. Oh god, this flu medication is driving me crazy, guys. And now you're showcasing change. They're not hearing from you. No, Ella's somebody I spoke to. You want to keep him blocked, Ella. Keep him blocked in that situation that we spoke about. It's spooky. Rory, what are your thoughts on nice guys? Is there such a thing as being too nice? Alright, I'm actually going to turn the music down for this question because I like this question. Is there such a thing as nice guys? Is there such a thing as being too nice? This doesn't necessarily go for just guys. This goes for all identifications and genders and whatever. The question is not nice guy. The question is pleasing others too much. Am I giving this person everything they want? Am I complimenting them, making sure that they're happy, making sure that, everything I do and say pleases them in some way, shape, or form? That's unattractive, right? They don't want that. That's what a friend does. And not even a good friend, right? And I think the question is, can I be too nice and will that turn somebody off? And the answer is yes. Yes, it can. Is there such a thing as a nice guy? I think when, if we're talking about heterosexual situations, women want to know that their man is masculine, right? And I'm not going to go into the masculine, feminine energy crap. What I'm going to say is we celebrate our differences. And this is specifically speaking in heterosexual situations. Oh, God, lo-fi with lyrics is just not lo-fi. Yikes. Okay. We celebrate our differences. And so you should. Yeah, exactly. A nice guy. Yeah, a pleaser, fan, worshiper, low value. Yeah, you want to know that the person you're with is excited to be with you. And giving them everything they want and trying to please them in every way, shape, and form is not attractive. So don't do it. I don't recommend it. Lena says, he said if things don't work out with his ex, he'll go travel around the world for a few months. Am I out of the game? Sounds like he doesn't reconsider me. We're no contact and long distance. I would say if your ex is focusing on themselves in that way and turning to their goals and things that they want to do, it sounds like, yeah, it may be time to move forward in your situation. Remember, there's always a chance, but your ex focusing on themselves after a breakup is the behavior that will lead them towards getting over you. Just like you focusing on yourself is the behavior that will lead you towards getting over your ex. Self-love, self-care, these are things that will, your priorities will get turned back at you. That will make you a better version of you and able to make yourself happy. So when your ex follows those same behaviors, yeah. Let's see. What do you think of Craig Kenneth, the coach? I like Craig Kenneth. He has good information. I like Margaret. I think their information's good. I don't like how much Craig charges, but he is a licensed psychotherapist. So, he certainly can get away with charging a little more. Additionally, I think he's, if I'm going to, nitpick Craig, I don't like how selly he's becoming. It's always, hey, buy this. Come with me. Get this book. Get this workbook. Get all of my workbooks. Well, thank you, Callisto. I really wish you didn't. I have plenty of flu meds. That was very sweet of you. But yes, I do like listening to Craig Kenneth. And a lot of people find him helpful, and he is one of the coaches that I certainly endorse. So, Craig Kenneth, Corey Wayne has a bit of a tough shell. A lot of people don't like Corey Wayne for that reason, but the information he's saying is not necessarily bad. I really enjoy the Dating Guys information, and so if you guys don't or haven't listened to any of the Dating Guys, I definitely recommend him. Other than that, there's not too many coaches that I recommend, but also I need to go and look up more coaches to help you guys parse through them. I'm going to try and do a video this week about more ex-back coaches. I like to release one every couple of months. And so I think that that's something good. Obviously, the coaches to avoid: Dan Bacon, Brad Browning, Chris Sider, Clay Andrews, Lucia. At first, I saw a couple of her videos and I was like, okay, yeah, Lucia's not bad. And then I watched a couple more of her videos and it completely turned me off of her advice. I think it's manipulative. And we don't want to go for manipulation, right? You want healthy reconciliation. Yeah, Matthew Hussey's another piece of crap. Just food for thought. And I think I mentioned this last time. Why is it that the people who actually do this for a living, if YouTube crashed tomorrow and my channel was gone and the videos were gone and my website was gone, I'd still be doing behavioral analysis as a job. It's my 9-to-5 job. I still work full-time away from YouTube. I don't have to, but it's something I enjoy doing. So why is it that channels like mine and channels like Craig Kenneth, who's a licensed psychotherapist, who went to school, right, and has his degree in psychotherapy, why are we the smaller channels, but the Matthew Husseys, right, the Brad Brownings, the Dan Bacons, these people have hundreds of thousands of views and are probably making millions of dollars? Think about that. Because they're telling you what you want to hear, right? They're telling you the quick fixes, the text your ex back tips, but that doesn't work. It's manipulation, it's false, it's lying. They're paying for fake views and fake comments on their YouTube channels. If any of that crap works with your ex, all that tells me is that the breakup was a fake one. Your ex was just trying to get something out of you, right? I'm going to break up with this person so that they'll give me what I want. Right? Hey, Fuse, how are you? Right, I hope that my channel stays smaller and more humble, and that allows me to continue telling you guys exactly what you need to hear, which is the truth. Seriously. Alright, let's get to a couple of questions. I went off on a tangent. Let's see. No Space says, hi, Rory. 1 month of no contact. My girlfriend broke up with me after being away for 2 months. She cheated and lied to me in that time. Is it a good idea to get back with her at all? The answer I'll say is no, it's not a good idea. And here's why. Because your ex went away, the attraction waned a little bit, and then your ex cheated on you, right? Ask yourself if an ex cheating on you is anxiety that you want to introduce back into your life. Will you begin asking yourself the question, well, what if it goes bad? What if it goes bad again? Is she going to cheat on me again? Is she going to walk away again? Can I trust her? Why introduce that uncertainty back into your life? Focus on you, my friend. Focus on somebody, attracting somebody in your life who would never dream of hurting you in that way. Now, full disclosure, I've been cheated on before, right? So I do have a bit of a bias towards this, but I can't think of a single person on this earth who thinks cheating is a good thing. If you don't want to be in a monogamous relationship, tell your partner that. If you want to have sex with somebody else when you're in a committed relationship, break up with that person, then go do that. At least it's not cheating. Is no contact less effective on women? No. It's equally effective on everybody, every gender, every sexual identity. Equally effective. Let's see. I found out my ex got into a relationship a month ago after he broke up with me. I'm having trouble getting over the whole concept of that. It does hurt. I know, but you need to focus on yourself right now. Classy Andy with 20 euros. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. That's very nice of you. And just as a reminder to anybody who donates to the channel through the live streams, any money that you donate does not go to my pocket. It goes straight into the Love Chat giveaways and free coaching giveaways and things like that. And I'll be giving away free copies of the book when it's out, which I'm hoping to have done by February. And the book will be quite inexpensive. I want people to be able to have good quality information for cheap. That's the whole point. But Rachel, I think it's completely normal to have trouble dealing with that. It's not easy to see that the person that we love is dating someone else. And I think that you want to ask yourself, has it really even been long enough for them to get over you, right? Or is it a rebound relationship? Are they just dealing in unresolved emotions? Andy says, you and Craig have really helped me so much, but I will probably send you an email and have a Skype session. But for now, here's a donation for your great work. Thank you, Andy. That's so nice of you. Appreciate it. And yes, I am coming out with a book. It will probably be about 50 pages. I'm going to try and take all this information, cut out all the bullshit, and just have it chapter by chapter. Chapter 1, here's what happened to me. Okay, here's what I want you to do based on that. Chapter 2, here's what happened to me. Okay, here's what you should do in that situation. I want it to be quick, good information, cut out all the bullshit, turn to page, here's my suggestion for you. It'll be hard to give you blanket information in a book format, so I'm going to try and cover quite a bit, but I'll try and have that for you guys sooner rather than later. And bear with me 1 second, I'm going to change a mic setting, so I will be back in just a second as I gotta fix this. Bear with me, guys. Where is the setting? Because it's really choppy on my end, actually. Alrighty, I'll be right back. Okay, thanks for bearing with me for that. It's all fixed. So, let's jump into a couple more questions here. Rory, is there a chance to get an ex back after you went all conspiracy theory? As for the putting on the blame, I need to read this one again. Hey, Rory. Hi. Is there still chances to get back after you kinda went all conspiracy theory? As for the breakup, putting the blame on one of their parents and even involve the other? There's a chance. I'm kind of curious what happened there. Hi, Vanessa. Hi, Rory. My ex keeps texting me, and I asked when we can hang out. He agreed, but he never sets a date. What should I do? The next time your ex reaches out, say, hey, I'm free Thursday at 2. We're going out. Is that a date? Hold your ex's hand through this part, because your ex might need it. Hi, Kara. He came over and we cuddled, and it was nice. He told me he doesn't have time for a relationship. Can no contact possibly change his mind? Absolutely. That's a statement of attraction. It means he's not quite attracted enough to come back yet. So, pull away, right? Focus on you. Don't be manipulative. Just pull away and focus on you and your life. Make your life better. Be a little less interested than your ex at all time. And that goes for everybody. If you have a mind towards attraction, you should be slightly less interested than your ex at all times. Shayna, thank you so much. That was very nice of you. Shayna says, thank you for everything. Cheers from Slovenia. Well, hello from New Jersey. Lady D, hi Rory, just wanted to say thank you for all the help you give us. Your work is outstanding and I love all your videos. Your advice has helped me tremendously. You're a gem. Thank you so much. It's very nice of you. Go on says, Rory, can you do a video for us who have to move on for good if our exes are engaged or married? Sure. Rory, my ex stalked me in person after 2 months of breaking up with me, and also broke no contact, but I ignored it. What does this mean? If your ex is stalking you, that's some pretty dangerous behaviors. I just want to make sure I have this correctly. Your ex stalks you and... Wait, your ex broke up with you and is stalking you? That's curious. Alright, let's go back to this other song. I don't know what it is about this song. I just like it. I contacted my ex after 3 months of no contact. We exchanged messages all day. I realized I am fun and he is boring. And somehow I'm not interested in him that much anymore. What do you think? I think you're a winner. I wouldn't have reached out, but look what you found when you reached out. 3 months after no contact, you reach out to your ex and you discover you don't want your ex anymore. Isn't that something? Strauss says, can you do another expanded video on hot and cold when they are in a rebound and how to respond to no contact when they reach out? Sure. Rachel says, I keep seeing photos of my ex wearing all the clothes I bought him and Valentine's gifts. I think it's odd. Overthinking it a bit? Yeah, probably a little bit. You see what you want to see. Broke up a year ago. She has bipolar disorder. Oh, here goes the dog. I begged and pleaded, then no contact. Mutual friend told me she randomly brings me up. Also, she tries to date people, but can't find anyone and is unhappy. We see each other on the campus, and she turns her head. She has ego and pride. I understand, but your ex come to you. Your ex needs to come to you. Especially, you want the breakup to be, rather, the reconciliation, to be your ex's idea. Because then it has a much, much better chance of success. You want it to be your ex's idea. It's just how it goes. Oh, here we go. Bear with me one sec. I'm gonna go quiet this doggy down. For those curious, his name's Data. He's a Maltese. Okay, consider the dog quiet. Let's see. My ex at first wanted me to come get my things really bad. Now 3 weeks later, she hadn't brought it up, even if we speak. What does that mean? I'd be careful, that's mind reading. We don't know what it means, so we want to be really careful about that one. Han says, why my ex-girlfriend and her family goes around and calls me a psycho, even though she left me and wanted to be friends and stay in contact with my 4-year-old daughter. Now she contacts my ex to get my daughter. That sounds like it's a little toxic, Hans, I'm going to be honest with you. I'd probably avoid that relationship. Vita says, glad you're feeling better, Rory. Thank you, very nice of you. Can I ask how old you are, Rory? You can! And you've... and you did. Lee says, do you believe in manifesting? No, not at all. Not even kind of. I ask about getting an ex back when you have children. Okay, what's your question? Rory, I made a mistake by not responding to his last text. He changed his mind. 24 hours later, changed it back. And I didn't respond to final breakup text. No contact for 8 months, but did I ruin chances? Can you be a little more specific? Broke up a month ago, been in no contact for 9 days. She says she loves me, but now has a lover, but his family. She has a lover who's family? It's interesting. Thank you for your response. To add, her friend is in my class, and I keep catching them staring at me, and it makes me annoyed. She badmouthed me to people. It's been over a year, and I moved on, and all these feelings just came back when I saw her. It's very normal. It's very normal. We need to resolve these things and resolve them in a way that's healthy for us. Dan says, I find myself having some anxious behaviors, not because I'm worried, but excited. I've kept myself under control, but do you have any advice to calm excitement anxiety? I don't know what else to call it. It's just anxiety. It is normal. Yeah, I mean, you're anxious. You want good things to happen. It's just nervous. Pretty much the same thing you always do. You know, focus on yourself, focus on your body, focus on relaxing. Take a nice warm shower before a date, you know, things like that. Just things to chill you out. Deep breathing, meditation, these are all extremely helpful. Matt, how's it going, buddy? How much of attaining goals is hard work and discipline, and how much is luck? I'm going to call it 80-20. 80% hard work and discipline, 20% luck, maybe even less, maybe like 15 or 10. There is a direct correlation between hard work and what goes right in your life. There just is. Amy says, I sent my question like 50 times, LOL. Well, Amy, there's almost 200 of you here, so I mean, bear with me. I'll try and get to it. You gotta have a little patience with me. Send it 51 times, and I'll see if I can get to it. When are you posting the first ASMR video? Can't wait because of this anxiety. So for those of you who do not know, I have began, whatever. I started an ASMR channel. For those of you who don't know what ASMR is, basically it is well, let me get to Amy's question real quick. 3 months no contact. Ex told mutual friend a few days ago that we're not getting back together. Is it hopeless? Not necessarily. It's just how your ex is feeling at this moment. It could change. Your ex could mean that now, it could mean it forever. There's no way to know, but what is constant is you focusing on yourself. And if your ex reaches out to see what life with you, you know, if he misses you and wants to try again and sees a new improved version of you, the chance of a healthy reconciliation is much more likely. Hi, Rory, please help. I'm scared my ex's boyfriend's therapist is going to have a negative impact to get him back. Is it possible or is it something positive? it's entirely possible that your ex... Listen, if you have a bunch of people telling you not to get back with your ex and you kind of want to, people telling you not to do it is only going to make you want to do it more, right? If I tell a 20-year-old in the United States that they can't have alcohol, they're going to want to drink alcohol a lot more. So, yeah, the ASMR channel is basically dedicated towards anxiety. There's going to be guided meditations that I'm going to put up. There will also be ASMR videos. So for those of you who don't know, that's basically ASMR is kind of different ways to have your brain itself relax. People describe it as like a brain massage through different noises that, yeah, just help trigger kind of like an opposite panic attack. It's like a good... I don't even know how to put it. This sounds weird just saying it. It's like a good panic attack. Like an anti-panic attack. Let's put it that way. Let's see. Same here. I try every video. Rory is in no contact with me, obviously. Maybe. Guys, remember, put yourself in my shoes. I'm sitting here scrolling through hundreds of comments like a second. So what was your question, Scott? I'll keep an eye out for it. Don't get mad at me. How can I book a Skype session? Yeah, easy. Just go to my website. Here it is. And select whichever option works for you. When I contacted her, she was like scared that I will hurt her, and she blames me for everything. I wonder how the relationship ended. Strauss, there's no way for me to answer that question. That's mind reading. Do you think the word narcissist is thrown about too much? Entirely. Yes, completely, 100%. I made an entire video on this. We all try and diagnose our ex with something, right? It's almost never true. Or she asked my friend to tell me to talk to her since I told her to do no contact unless she wants a relationship. Let her come to you. Let her come to you. My answer scared you? What do you mean? You should be focusing on yourself just as much as your ex is focusing on himself. Christine says, can you do a second video on second breakups and the chance of reconcile? Yeah, absolutely. How to reconcile with my ex that you have children and also he has a girlfriend. The same exact advice applies. Focus on yourself, focus on your life. If your ex is with somebody else, you should not be giving them any sort of, reconciliation talk unless he's no longer with that person. If my therapist and holy Craig Kenneth himself said my ex is borderline, I can trust that, can I? That's a bad practice. Shame on your therapist and for Craig for saying that. But neither of them are qualified to call your ex a borderline. Let me rephrase. They are not qualified to call your ex a borderline without having a session with your ex and asking them the required questions. And looking for the required traits. I mean, you can't just... It's easy to make guesses. Right? It's easy to want to... What's the answer here? It's easy to want to call our ex something because that will explain their behavior. Right? But it's almost never true. The truth is, borderlines, narcissists, they're a very small percentage of the population. But every person I talk to asks the question inevitably at some point, hey, do you think my ex is this or that? Do you think my ex has an avoidant attachment style? Do you think my ex, is a narcissist or a borderline? Or the terms are just never ending. Now, some are. Yes, some genuinely are. But for your ex to be properly diagnosed, your ex needs to go to a psychotherapist or a psychiatrist or somebody qualified, sit down with them and have that person, that professional, tell them that. Do you still think barely posting on social media will make your ex miss you? I think that it will add to the mystery. So yes. Is no contact manipulative? No. Because you're not supposed to be doing no contact to get your ex back. It's merely a side effect. You're supposed to be doing no contact to get you back. Be careful about you weaponizing no contact, everybody. Exactly. Exactly what Olga said. If someone doesn't want to be with you, it doesn't mean that they have a diagnosis. Exactly. And another thing I want to mention for people here is that no contact, attachment style is not really considered during the detachment phase. Let me say that again. Attachment style is not really considered during their detachment from you. It is called an attachment style, not a detachment style, right? We consider the anxious, the avoidant, the secure attachment while they are in a relationship with you, while they are attaching to you. While they're leaving you, we don't consider those. It doesn't, your ex doesn't want to be with you, and so your ex is avoiding you. That does not make them avoidant, right? An avoidant attachment style is a very specific term. It means they avoid attachment because it scares them. It causes a great amount of anxiety in them. So I just want to clear that up. What does your ex think when you block them? They could think a whole host of things. Why do they block me? Or they could think, what the hell? You know, that was childish. They could think, I understand they need space. They could be upset. I mean, 1,000 different thoughts. Hello there. Zhao? I want to make sure I'm pronouncing your name right. Does no contact work for a second time? Reconnect the first no contact, but I didn't change. He said he had to be away from me. He doesn't know how long. What does it mean? No contact can work a second time. I should make a video on this because a lot of people are confused about this. Yes, no contact can work a second time. Absolutely. I think you need to give your ex what he's asking for, which is time away from you. Give him the space away from you. And also, thank you for the donation. That was very nice of you. Hey, Rory, what do you think about an ex-girlfriend accusing me of cheating when I didn't? We'd FaceTime every night and leave the camera running. She said she had hours of video. It never happened. Is she crazy? It sounds like your ex is trying to... Yeah, it sounds a little manipulative. I'm not really sure what your ex is going for there, especially if she has video proof that you didn't do that. Han says, I'm from Denmark, so if I order a Skype... what about the time difference? What hours do you work at? I work in such a way where I can fit pretty much every single time zone in. So when you purchase a coaching with me, I send you a calendar link, and you see all the times that I can work in your time zone. Do you think if your ex blocks you on social media but still tries to call you and text you? Do you think if your ex blocks you on social media but still... why does your ex block you but still try and call you? I think your ex... Again, it's almost like breadcrumbing, right? One foot in, one foot out. I kind of want this, I kind of don't. I read 2 studies that rebounds can be healthy if treated for what it is. Yeah, but so few people are able to treat it for what it is. Michael. Hi, Rory. What's your view on attachment and truly loving someone? I now realize the difference, as I can now be happy she is. Okay, so let's take a minute. Let's take a minute to discuss attachment. There are 3 main attachment styles, and I want to go over these real quick. I am not a psychotherapist, and this is very much a psychotherapy realm. So, you know, obviously you want to listen to somebody like Craig Kenneth over me on this one, but here is the terms as I have studied them. You have the secure attachment, which means from around the ages 0 to about 2, 2.5, maybe 3, you learn to securely attach to your caregivers. You know that you can rely on your caregivers, your parents, your guardians. Means when the baby cries, the guardians will be there. They'll be there right on time to change the baby. The baby will never go hungry, never wonder where mom and dad are. They're there. It's securely attached. That's not a very big portion of the population. Then there is anxious, which means your parents, the caregivers, did a pretty good job, but the child learned to be a little anxious. Where's mom? Where's dad? Was mom and dad more anxious? Did that have an impact on me? And that is the majority of the population. We are mostly anxious. And then there's avoidant, which is the child could not really learn to trust the caregiver, right? Left hungry for too long, left with a full diaper for too long. That's attachment. Avoidance, they learn that attachment creates pain, so they learn to avoid it. Those are the 3 attachment styles. So I want to be clear here. If your ex suddenly stops, what's the word here? If your ex suddenly stops wanting to talk to you, they broke up with you, and then they're avoiding contact with you, that does not mean they are avoidant. That means they don't want to talk to you because they know it's going to be a painful discussion, a painful conversation. They know that you're going to try and win them back. Attachment is considered during the attraction phase, during the boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, whatever phase. And it's a spectrum. You can be a little avoidant, right? You can be secure with a couple of anxious traits. It's a spectrum. You're not all one or all the other. Pretty much everything we talk about as relates to mental health is a spectrum. So a good example of somebody who's anxious, could be that they message their partner and their partner hasn't responded in 20 minutes. The partner might get a little anxious, like, oh God, are they mad at me? What's going on with that? Maybe I should text them again. That's somebody who's anxious. Somebody who's avoidant will experience a problem in a relationship and not talk about it, just bury it, right? Any fights, anything like that, the other person won't be willing to discuss. They'll just bury it. They will avoid anything that has to do with attachment or attachment problems. Somebody who's secure, if they don't hear from their partner in 20, 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, they don't get worried. They're like, whatever, my partner's probably just busy. They're probably at work. Rory, can you read my question? Yes. Can you post it? They break it down into like little subsections: fearful avoidant, anxious avoidant. I don't get too deep into that stuff. The 4th one is disorganized, and that has a lot to do with people who are like adopted. Yeah, I don't know a heck of a lot about disorganized, but that's a brief overview of the attachment styles, and this goes for everybody. We all have an attachment style. Would you do no contact if it was a mutual breakup because of the distance? I think so. Yeah, you still would. So anxious attachment with rebound makes it more tricky for us? No, not really. It's kind of the same. Most people are anxious. Most people. I mean, like, the majority of the planet is anxious attachment. Dumpers usually do not get into rebounds, but dumpees, right? Dumpers quite often get into rebounds. Alright, he says, NFG, my ex views my social media accounts, and even though she doesn't follow me, what are your thoughts about it? And also, text me when she sees me and I get anxious. You can ask to Callista, what should I do? If she's viewing your stuff, even though she doesn't follow you, I guess my first question would, how is she viewing your stuff if she doesn't follow you? Is it a secret account? And if it's a secret account, how do we know it's them? But barring that, if your ex is viewing your social media, even though she doesn't follow you, it means she is curious, and she wants to see what you're up to, right? Keeping a tab on you. And also, text me. I mean, I think that's a good sign that your ex is still curious about you. And also, she texts me when she sees me, and I get anxious. If she's texting you a lot, whenever she sees you, I mean, set a date, man. What is your opinion on the red pill and men going their own way? I think that, and this is me saying this without, I've been asked this question so many times, I gotta make a video about it. The men going their own way movement has been taken and corrupted. I think the original idea, again, as somebody who's not very read up on the whole movement, the whole idea was men gaining their masculinity back, because men have become very beaten down, I guess. I'm going to be real careful with what I say here, because I know this is a hot topic for a lot of people. What I'll say is that the whole point, as I've come to understand it, is that men try to regain their masculinity, because men should be celebrated for being men, women should be celebrated for being women, people should be celebrated for being people. But I think I think that the men going their own way and the red pill community is a response to feminism. But I think that both sides have completely lost their way. I'm not even going to say that. I'll say some groups within both sides have lost their way. Feminism is that so women can be equal. Women want to be equal to men. Not better, not worse, equal. Truly equal. But this whole meninist, men going their own way, some camps within that whole community want to be better than women. That's not the point. The point is we should both be equal and celebrate our differences. We're attracted to what makes us different. That's the whole thing. Right? So I think that it's good that men regain their masculinity and that men feel okay being men. But also I think it's okay that men share their feelings and emotions and access that side of themselves. You're human, you're feeling it. Don't shut it out. So feminism, some women become men-hating. The men going their own way, red pill, some men become women-hating. It's wrong. We're not supposed to hate, we're just supposed to be equal. No better, no worse, truly equal. But I think, and I can only really speak from this in the United States, it is, women have to work twice as hard to get half as much. And I think that is something that we as a society need to work on. In terms of love, I mean, some of these communities, from what I've read, again, I'm not very read up on this, so I'm not the authority on this, is they advocate treating women like crap because, women are less than men. That's complete garbage, right? Treat women well. Treat men well. Treat everybody well. Focus on yourself. Be attractive. Don't lose your individuality. These are the keys to a healthy attraction, healthy relationships, healthy reconciliations, healthy attraction, and to, like, with somebody you're just meeting. So I think that's my thoughts on that. Good question, though. I'll release a video on that with some more thoughts. Alright, what's next here? I've been in no contact for 3 weeks. My ex and I have been together for a year and a half. Will he ever think about wanting to be with me again, especially when he texted me, I don't love you anymore? Yeah, absolutely. It's only been 3 weeks. Give your ex some time for their feelings to change. Give your ex some time to see what life without you is like. Tyrell says, hey Rory, my ex broke up with me due to complacency in our relationship. We're both young. Should I stick to no contact and let her miss me? We often see each other at university. I've done a lot for myself recently. Yeah. Let her miss you. Let the change be within no contact. Focus on you, right? Take that complacency. Kick yourself in your complacency. Time to get up. Time to move forward. After a date with the ex, should I go to no contact again? Yeah, let your ex come to you. Let them wonder how you're feeling. Remember, mystery is attractive. Curiosity is attractive. Let your ex wonder about you. Don't spoil the fun, right? You're a movie. Don't tell your ex the ending. Don't spoil the ending. Let them find out for themselves. How long do rebounds typically last? There's no good way to answer that. I can guess for you guys, and I'll say within 3-4 months. That's a guess. I base that off of no science, so take that as it is, just a guess. Hello, I got drunk one night, and the next morning my girl left me. Apparently I was cussing at her, and I don't remember doing any of that. It sounds like there's more going on than just getting drunk one night. I mean, what I would do is write down the situation on paper, write down everything that you can remember, and ask. This would be an appropriate time to ask your ex, what exactly did I do? Because I don't remember any of it. Help me figure this out. Help me figure out what I did. I don't think it's just about you getting drunk. I think there's something you're not telling us here, but I could be wrong. It could just be that. Maybe you scared your ex. It's entirely possible. But obviously you know that perhaps you acting like that around alcohol is not a very attractive thing. And also, was it a new relationship? Has this person been with you for like a month and then they see this behavior? There's a lot to it. Zach says, hey Rory, what is going on? If your ex keeps bringing up how she ended a relationship on Facebook, and keeps tagging mutual friends in it. It's been like 6 months. Your ex is 6 months later still saying that? That's kind of weird. I don't know. That's some mind reading, my friend. I'm not sure what to make of that. That's unusual. 6 months later, your ex is... I don't know. I'm not sure. I need a little more background information on that. I'm a winner. It wasn't my ex. It wasn't me. It was my anxiety. Well, your anxiety is part of you, right? So I worked on my anxiety, and now I'm less anxious. And I don't care about my ex much. Can you talk on this? Well, I'm good on you for working on yourself. I think that's exactly the healthy behavior to do. How can you recognize a rebound when they're still in a relationship? That is a difficult question to ask. Usually it has to do with the time, right? If it's a newer relationship, you know, like a month, 2 months, 3 months after, it's usually a rebound. It has to do a little bit with time, but a lot more with unresolved emotions. After almost 5 months of no contact, why do I feel down again, Rory? Sorry if you answered this question before, I'm at work. So, yeah, it's normal. After a couple of months, your brain has like one last attempt to reach out and to reconnect. I want to do a video on it, but I don't know what to call it. So, I'll have to brainstorm a title. It is... Yeah, it's normal. It's happened to me. It's happened to almost everybody I coach. They'll be doing well for a couple months. Like, truly doing well. And then just out of nowhere, bam, they want their ex back. Right? Or they just get hit with a wave of sadness. Sorry if I froze. It's your... Yeah, it's a roller coaster, but it's like the final tilt. Until... Yeah, that's the best way to put it. It's a roller coaster. Roller coaster of emotions. Good title. Thank you, John. That's what I'll call it. Round of applause for John. Very nice. The roller coaster. In fact, you know what, damn it? That's going to be tomorrow's video. I had a different video planned, but that's fine. The roller coaster. Roller coaster. Okay. Well done. Well done. How can you work best on your relationship patterns? A relapse, I like that. How can you work on your relationship patterns? First, be aware of them. Write them down. Explore them. Why are you doing them? What are the feelings behind them? And then, you know, get with me, get with a therapist, like a real therapist, like somebody, you know, in your state, and talk it out. Observe. Are you positive that no contact should be forever? After 6 months, are you sure a reach out is detrimental? So that's a good question. So let's talk about this. This idea that certain coaches have said, which is basically after a couple of months, what's the harm in reaching out, right? After all, I mean, I've been in no contact for 6 months and they haven't come back. So shouldn't I reach out? Like, what do I have to lose? The fact that you still want your ex back half a year later tells me that you haven't been doing the personal work. You've just been sitting still, hoping and waiting they come back. Or maybe you've just barely been doing the personal work, right? If you want your ex back 6 months later, and that was 6 months that person walked out of your life and didn't give a single crap to reach out and ask how you're doing, or to come back, or tell you that they miss you, and you know, they think it was the right decision, but they want to let you know that they care about you, we shouldn't always get our ex back. So I said this in a comment a long time ago. Not a long time, a couple weeks ago. And somebody posed the same question, you know, what do you have to lose? You have to lose yourself. That's 6 months of your life blown on a person who didn't care enough to come back. And so you're going to reach out and try and get them back again? It's wild what we'll tell ourselves, right? It's wild what we'll convince ourselves of. I was in a 10-year relationship, and by half a year later, I was fully healed. Because I did the personal work. Not because I knew what to do, just because that's the only thing that made me feel better. And 6 months later, after a decade-long relationship, I was over it. Now, we're all different, and certainly you should not compare your timeline to mine, but 6 months later, after self-love and personal work, you should be much more moved on, is what I'll say. The question of, do I even want my ex back, should have been running through your mind like a man on fire. Did she come back? Yes, she did come back after 6 months. I didn't take her back. It took my ex half a year, and luckily, by that half year, I was over it. Hi, Bonnie. Rory, does age affect the effect of no contact? Typically, it becomes a bit more powerful as you get older. Yeah. Because that idea of... who am I going to be with, you know, who's my forever person kind of enters the picture. So, everybody, I'm going to leave it here. It's been a little over an hour, and I need to get back to work, but I hope that you have all enjoyed this live stream. I think we got through a lot of questions, a lot of interesting questions this time. Not usually just the typical ones. So, I wish everybody a happy and healthy new year. And you guys can expect this video to be posted probably within 10-20 minutes after the live stream ends. And of course, if you haven't, don't forget to go check out my ASMR channel. The new video is going to be launching next week. And I will try and have good quality guided meditation videos out for you all to help ease some of that anxiety. I've been through it, and I want to help you through it too. Obviously, this will all be free, so it's just good stuff for you guys. And I wish everybody a happy and healthy new year. And Ella, good, yes, a contest anytime soon. I'm going to be launching a giveaway next week. There will be a giveaway contest. You'll have to post. I'll outline it in the new video. So just keep an eye out for that next week. And I will talk to everybody next time.